Pumpernickel.
Damn, we all lit shit on that one.
Yeah, we're short one. This is Elvin.
This is Black Mike.
Nathaniel.
White Mike.
And Eddie is out this week, or today, with family. It's 4th of July, of course, so everybody's hanging out with each other. And we are here making this podcast to deliver good content to y'all, the people.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
The things we give up for y'all.
Speaking of things being given up,
Whoa.
get your mind out of the gutter.
All right.
I was talking about fireworks. No, damn. we were talking before we actually started the podcast, and we were wondering why people are so over the moon about fireworks. Specifically me, like I understand like people like like seeing shit explode in the sky is cool, but like we've seen shit explode in the sky every year on the same days consistently.
Your whole life.
Your whole life.
Wasn't World War II filled with fireworks? Why didn't we enjoy those?
That's a different kind of firework.
Oh, okay, cool.
That was a much more extreme version of fireworks.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta sacrifice a few for the many. For the many's entertainment.
I don't think that's how that worked.
That is how that war worked, isn't it? It was a war of entertainment?
I'm pretty sure that's not what happened.
Oh, okay, cool. Go ahead.
But no, I mean like, I've set off some fireworks. I've seen fireworks. I've seen like professional fireworks, and like that's really all I need. Like I was talking to another one of my friends, and they were like, "Man, you got to go to New York and see like the spectacle during New Year's." And I'm just like, do I though? I mean, sure, maybe once for the experience, but like she goes every year, and I'm like,
A little much.
it's a little much.
Maybe. I mean, people like Times Square, you know? People like being in crowds of huge amounts of people.
Well, that's fine, but
experiencing things together.
yeah, maybe it's like soccer where you just don't really get it. Like America thinks we understand soccer. We don't understand soccer.
We do understand it. We just don't have a culture for it.
Same thing. Maybe we don't. You don't appreciate the culture of fireworks very well. Maybe you think you understand, but you don't know the true inner workings of fireworks.
That very well might be true.
Just like I appreciate that you enjoyed Comic-Con, but I have zero understanding of the culture.
Yeah, I mean like
Or MomoCon, excuse me.
Con, in general.
Con.
God!
Nerd.
fucking nerd, hypocrite. No, yeah, no, I mean that could also very well be the case where you just don't get the culture. Like I don't understand. I 100% acknowledge that I do not understand why people want to. I mean, I get the appeal of wanting to blow shit up. I don't get the obsession with wanting to blow shit up.
I don't know. Blowing shit is pretty cool. I mean, like little bottle rockets, maybe not so much. Like when you amp it up to like a Black Cat, I mean, you get a big old rocket in the sky.
Yeah,
That's kind of cool.
it is.
You're blowing like magnesium and phosphorus balls into the sky at 200 feet and they ignite in the air.
Yeah, man. Mortars, cherry bombs, Roman candles. You ever have a Roman candle war?
No, I never shot a Roman candle.
Dude, they're awesome.
They are cool.
It shoots a fireball, right?
Yeah, it's like 6, 7 of them. Just.
How big's the fireball?
Oh, probably.
Ping pong?
Quarter size.
Yeah.
Maybe less than quarter size.
Probably just like a little bit less than a golf ball.
Yeah.
Like a ping pong ball size.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I've never been in one of those wars where you're firing those at other people.
I might throw a bottle rocket at someone once. That was kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
He's dead.
Rest in peace.
R.I.P. bro.
Rest in
Yeah.
pieces.
So why do we shoot fireworks in the first place?
That's very confusing. Because it's a very complicated process to get to that.
Well, I think it has to do something with
Sure, yeah.
the Star Spangled Banner.
Rocket's red glare?
Yeah. It's a way of how we got our independence.
The bombs burst.
Bombs bursting in air. Even though the song was written about a war of 1812.
Right.
But
That still applies
still
to
it applies to 1776. So, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just a tradition thing. It's like Christmas trees.
Yeah,
Why do we have to kill
baseball,
trees to celebrate Christmas?
Right.
And it's like, why do we eat apple pie? Good luck in America,
There
man.
was a point at one point, and now we don't know that point anymore, and so we just do it because
Well, yeah.
we've always done it as opposed to doing it because it means something.
Yeah, there's just something cool about lighting a wick and running away laughing as something goes up.
And there's a degree of
Boom!
There's like a scientific reason why, like, we associate fire with that, right? Like, it's biological. We have it in our head about fire and the correlation between fire and either like warmth or warfare, things like that. And so it attracts us. That's why movies explosions attract us.
It's just there's an ever present of danger.
Right.
And
But
it gives you an
it's
adrenaline rush.
yeah.
It's like why people eat spicy food.
Right.
Like when you kind of like get a spicy pepper and you're like, oh, like why are you subjecting yourself to pain? Because it gives you a bit of adrenaline, but you know you're safe.
Right. There's no
So there's
reason.
fireworks are the same thing. You're like, I'm gonna light this thing on fire. This could blow my hand off, but
It could also be really fun.
but as long as I'm like okay, like take precautions, I'm good.
Right.
Yeah.
But still, people lose their fingers every 4th of July to some
Like-
M-class fireworks.
Yeah.
Right.
There was I was physically present when this one dude that I didn't really know him, but he was a friend of a friend. He like fucked up lighting a firework and lit himself on fire and had to do a stop, drop, and roll.
Yo.
Beautiful. And in that moment, he became the firework.
They merged as
He
one.
became the spectacle of the night.
Yeah.
No, he definitely became the spectacle of the night because like before he like stopped, dropped, and rolled, like he just like straight up like he didn't like
The Human Torch.
dive into the roll like actually come to a halt. He like belly flopped on the ground.
Damn.
And I'm like, I mean, he had to be trashed. I knew he was trashed, but like he belly flopped on the ground and then started rolling, and I was like, that had to hurt.
Sustained more injuries from stop, drop, and roll than the fire.
And the actual fire. So the fire's like, chill, bro.
We're good. I'll stop.
I'll leave.
How old was this person?
He was in his 20s something.
Grown.
Damn.
Grown
Adult.
man. Yeah.
Yeah. Too old to be doing that.
But yeah.
So
I
if
think
we were to let's say the current level of fireworks is like a 3, or Black Cat's like a 40-meter diameter explosion. If we were to ramp that up to like a 100-meter diameter explosion, would that get you interested? You think?
I think overall he's saying that he's over it more than he is like. It seems like you're like.
So what if we switch the explosions from fireworks to like pipe bombs? Like we change the scenario a little bit. Would that get you more interested? You think?
I mean, I would definitely be interested to see that, but like, I would also probably be terrified for my life if the explosion was too big.
I'm not talking about like ICBM. I mean like enough explosion to take out like part of a building, like a small building, like a hut,
Maybe.
like a grenade, like a pineapple grenade.
Or, taking out a gazebo or something.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I'd be down for that.
yeah. That's a good example. Blowing up someone's gazebo.
Yeah. But I mean, like, just like everyone was saying, yeah, I think like I'm more so over the fact that like every year, like everyone's just like, we gotta go do fireworks.
Right.
Can we do something else?
Yeah, the hype is lost, the interest is lost. And then, that came with a lot of things in it though. It's extending that beyond 4th of July, like Christmas is that way for me. Like I remember I loved like being at home with my mom and like Christmas was fun and the memory of that and like the smell of things like takes me back to that place. But it doesn't, like now that I'm an adult, I don't have the interest to do it, you know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna go home and get a tree and set all those things up again. It's like that moment, I won't be able to pass that moment, at least in my personal life, until maybe I have, because I might, well, you don't want kids, that's also part of the appeal.
Yeah.
I feel like that wonder and exuberance comes back when you have kids and they see those things for the first time. And that makes you interested in it again. And so like maybe I'm just not interested in those types of things the same way you are, because I don't have any, you know what I mean? Like it's already lost its wonder for me until it comes back. So.
I'm still in wonderment that you were able to use the word exuberance in a sentence.
Having a conversation. But I mean, it's real. Like, it's like, I think about it, I jokingly like think about it sometimes, like, even when, like, winter holidays pop up, which are my favorite holidays, like Christmas, Halloween, and then Thanksgiving, because you're around family and all that stuff. And it's like, it's fun, but now that I'm an adult, and I've done it 28 times in my life, you know what I mean? Like, anything you do that much eventually kind of loses his...
Too much of a good thing.
Right, it's too much of a good thing. And the same with him, like falling back, tracing that back to 4th of July, I feel the same way in that regard. Like, it's cool and all, but I'm not searching for fireworks, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not, like, because tonight there's going to be... Tonight's going to be a nightmare. And tonight, let's not forget, for safety reasons, people watch yourself because people will be shooting guns in the air too.
Yeah.
And people get killed every year as a result of that. Not just from people who shot the gun. Not the people who just, not only the people that shot the gun, but people that get hit by bullets getting arced from miles out.
True.
So it's real. So keep that in mind.
In lieu of fireworks, people use bullets, and it's just like,
Which is the most moronic. If there was ever a reason for a real life purge, that'd be a handful of people that you got to get rid of. People who shoot guns in the air on 4th of July is one of the groups of people that you got to get rid of.
Yeah, because depending on where you are, like when shit starts exploding in the sky, you're like, is that a firework or is that a gun?
Yes, and that's how I spend every 4th of July nowadays, is freaking out wondering whether or not it's a gun or a firework.
What if that's how you purged?
Every time it exploded went off in the air, you're pop.
No, you just you got a machine gun. He just shot a bunch of bullets in the air and then ran inside as a trap.
Damn.
He just waited.
Damn. Or you knew the exact trajectory where somebody was, and so you just started dumping every time fireworks went off?
Yes.
Like that Family Guy where Peter Williams, like Friends, like he's leaving like Shawshank or whatever, and the Friends intro comes on where he like clap 3 times, and right when he hits the side of the wall with a rock at the exact same time, and broke out.
No one knows.
But yes, I totally agree. Like, it's lost, all of that stuff is lost its wonder because we're adults. And now it's our responsibility, if we wanted, to have to do it. And we really can't.
I wonder if it's the hassle of you having to do it yourself, because as a kid, you probably, quote unquote, helped your parents out, but you really weren't doing shit.
Yeah, it didn't,
you weren't really doing much work, probably.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that also might be part of it, because like think about like going to Christmas. Think about all the shit that goes into Christmas. You gotta find a tree. You gotta put get the tree from wherever the hell you found it into your house.
You get it into your house, transport it to your house.
Yeah. Then you gotta decorate the motherfucker with a bunch of decorations, which you may or may not have, which means you gotta spend more money because you gotta buy the tree, you gotta buy the decorations, then you gotta buy all the Christmas lights and put them motherfuckers up. Then you gotta pay for the ridiculous ass electric bill for that month or 2 months, depending on how.
For that Batman searchlight, you just put in your living room.
And then if you got kids, then you gotta go through all of the nonsense that they want. So you gotta stock stuff stockings, presents.
You gotta wrap those presents.
Then
you gotta pay for those presents.
Pay for those presents. If your children still believe in Santa Claus.
And then dinner time.
Dinner is usually a big deal. Then you gotta make some like cookies with the kids to leave them out for Santa Claus, which typically you end up eating anyway, which is gonna make you fat.
You have to keep the charade up the whole time that Santa is real.
Yeah.
Which is that's quite a charade to be maintaining for that long.
Yeah, then you gotta fuck up your sleep schedule because you gotta wait for your kids to go to bed before you
go tiptoe downstairs.
Tiptoe downstairs and put the presents down.
Put the presents down. I feel like we the point when I was young where I found the presents and mom was like, oh fuck. And that was just the end of good day. It wasn't the end of Christmas. I still love Christmas, but I mean, I don't think it ever even bothered me. I was like, oh, Santa's not real. Well, fuck it. These gifts lit though. So
yeah.
So I wonder if I say I took you and did all the work to get fireworks. Like I drove to Alabama and got all the shit, paid for it, and brought it here. Or if I took you while you took a nap, like I drove but you slept, or to wherever we were going, if it'd be more enjoyable. Like I took like all the hassle out of it, or someone took all the hassle out of it, and you just did the straight like, woo, explosion, and then took a nap and went back home.
I feel like by default it'd be more desirable, but I don't know if it would still be desirable.
Yeah, I wonder if that would that increase it enough to where you got into it, you think?
I mean, like, it would definitely, like, help the process because there's a level of effort that I now no longer have to go.
Yeah.
Do y'all want to see fireworks tonight?
No. My roommates they always go to their parents' house and, like, light off fireworks every year. And they were just like, hey, do you want to come with us? And I was like, nah.
Nah, I'm good.
Nah. I mean, I did it a couple years ago. It was fun, but I'm not trying to run it back.
Right, yeah. I'm already past that point. I have risen beyond.
Yeah, and this is how I know that, like, on my, like, I joke about being old, but, like, this is how I know I'm old, because, like, instead of going out and, like, doing all this fireworks shit, I'm, like, thinking about, like, oh, man, like, I gotta, like, run some errands before the day's over, and then I gotta go home and, like, you know, do some paperwork and get shit taken care of and all this other stuff, and it's just, like,
That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just, like...
Get to prepare my 401k.
Right. And I know you got to prep for the future and all that stuff, but that stuff scares me too. I don't want to be the type that when good shit is happening, I'm thinking about all the shit I gotta quote unquote do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I mean, like, there's just stuff that, I mean, like, it's a day off in the middle of the week.
Right.
Which, I mean, like, I stayed up late last night playing video games with my friends, and that was a grand old time. But, like, that was my, like, okay, let me take advantage of the fact that I don't have to get up dumb early in the morning tomorrow. And now that I've done that and I've enjoyed myself, like, let me use this now free time that I have to do something productive as well as social.
Yeah.
So,
I wonder what percentage of Americans celebrate 4th of July properly, and what is celebrating it? Like, what's, because you're supposed to, like, I guess, honor America's foundation, but at the same time, what does that mean? Like, how do you celebrate that properly?
I mean, so long as there's, like, true, I guess, proper celebration of 4th of July is, of course, remembering, you know, hey, this is America's birthday, caring about the fact that, you know, this nation was founded and, you know, celebrating that fact. You know, most people wear some form of red, white, and blue, wave a flag somewhere, put flags in their car, some kind of patriotic nonsense.
But what usually happens is somebody puts on some Daisy Dukes and opens some Bud Light.
Yeah. I mean, there's that. Some people will grill, and then at the end of the night, then people will let off fireworks, and that's pretty much it.
That's usually what happens.
Yeah. And then tomorrow, because it's still in the middle of the week, it's back to business as usual for a lot of people.
Which is weird. You go straight from, like, blowing shit up to, like, oh, morning, Jeff.
Yeah. Let me put my suit and tie back on.
Yeah.
Go sit in my office.
You know, make the argument that a lot of the shit that we do is bullshit, and a lot of the holidays in general are bullshit, right? Like Christmas is bullshit, Easter is bullshit, like
Hallmark holidays.
yeah, Thanksgiving, what is it? Halloween, all of them.
Well, hold on. Thoughts and prayers to Thanksgiving, because Thanksgiving is like the unsung holiday out of all of them.
Yeah, I'll give that.
Because Thanksgiving is that day where we really, like, people, like, finally, like, for at least a split second sit down there and just like, you know what? I'm still alive, I got a decent amount of shit, and I'm
Okay.
mostly content. Yeah.
And then the next day,
And
Right.
then
they go wait in line
it's not even
to go buy shit.
It's not even the next
That
day
bingo
anymore.
weed, yeah.
Yeah, it used to be the next day.
Yeah, now it's before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's before you even have dinner. Like,
Right. Sales start that whole week.
That's the one where people trample each other, right?
yeah,
Where people
Black
die
Friday,
every year,
the day afterward, where it's just like, oh man, like, shout out to anybody that works retail on Black Friday.
You gotta have skin like a rhino for that.
You do. There was one year where I was in retail and I had to work the Black Friday shift. And they were like, everybody that has been hired at this establishment is going to be here on this day so we can prepare. And I was just like, nah, I'm not going to do that.
That's a no, though.
Yeah.
Because I've never participated in such, but I've seen the news footage, and it's like literally an ocean's like wave crashing through the front door of this thing of people.
Yeah. Well, it's gotten less ridiculous now because online shopping has become such a phenomenon, and everyone's just like, well, it's Black Friday, so we're gonna start these deals like a week in advance. So if you want that TV, you don't have to wait until Thanksgiving. You can just buy it now, and yeah, and so people will do that. And so like the crowds decrease in certain areas where online shopping is a lot more prevalent, but in the areas where you can't get your whatever you buy like the next day or 2 days afterward, those stores really get hit hard.
Yeah.
And it was funny.
Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead.
It was funny because I I totally ditched that Black Friday thing when I was in retail, and then like I followed up with them the next time I was at work, and I was like, so how did Black Friday turn out? And they were just like, yeah, we didn't really have a whole lot of people show up. We just had like a store full of employees, and I was just like, oh, okay, cool. So my presence actually wasn't necessary, just like I thought. Fantastic. What were you gonna say?
No, I mean I didn't know what else to say. I don't really know what other direction to go in. Like yeah, like.
I'm still trying to figure out how to rekindle your love for explosions.
Well, I think that's already
I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Like, I love explosions just as much as the next American. Like, freaking, what's that movie? Mission Impossible is gonna come out at the end of the year or end of the month, excuse me. And I'm definitely gonna go see that because there's a bunch of stupid shit and explosions in it. So like, I enjoy explosions, but not when I have to really go out of my way in order to get that explosion.
Even if I amped it up, it wouldn't satisfy the travel.
With all due respect, I don't think you enjoy anything that makes you go out of your way to get it. Like
that's also very
right. Like yeah, that's just being sincere. Like
yeah.
It's like if you have to work for a lot of stuff, you're just like, nah, I'd rather not.
I can relate to that.
Yeah.
Well, because I mean, like there's a lot of stuff that you have to do in life where you have to put in a lot of effort. But then there's also an equal amount of stuff, if not more so, where you don't, but you can still reap
the benefits.
So like, you know, if I need to go grocery shopping, either I can put on pants, get in my car, waste some gas, drive to a store, wait in line, find some toilet paper, wait in line, buy it, and go back home. Or if I'm like, oh man, I'm down to my last roll, I can order some toilet paper off Amazon, and then by the time that roll ends, I've got more toilet paper delivered to my house, and I didn't have to go anywhere. So it's like
the true American way. The real way to celebrate the 4th of July: ordering toilet paper online.
They treat it like how Jews treat Sunday. Don't do anything that even remotely assembles as work.
Perfect.
Resembles work. Yeah. I can't touch this doorknob. I'm sorry.
There are people that do that, and there are people that do it 10 times better than I do. Like, because depending on where you live, like, was it Amazon Fresh or something like that would deliver groceries to your house in like 2 hours?
It's almost. I mean, as far as I know, it's here too. So
it is.
It's in most places.
Yeah. So I mean, like, you can, you know, you write up your grocery list, have somebody else go to the store for you.
I've seen them doing it in the store.
Pick out some stuff for you, and then drive it to wherever you are, and then, you know, you can pick it all up in your PJs and be like, thanks, and that's it. And you just went grocery shopping.
Yeah.
Didn't leave your house, didn't have to do anything super like effort intensive, and then you reap the benefits of it. So
back to the 4th of July Independence Day theme. I love living in America. Don't misunderstand this comment. When you already listen to watch the Olympics, pretty much everyone else's national anthem is better than ours. Ours is kind of lame in comparison to some other ones. Even Canada's has a good kind of little rhythm to it.
yeah.
Like Germany's I don't speak any of the languages, but even the beats a little more upbeat, a little more something you can follow.
Well, I mean, ours was made I don't know. I think maybe the Star Spangled Banner needs a little remix.
Yeah, but I don't need Ludacris come in here and start scratching or nothing. But
he said Ludacris started scratching. My man exposed his whiteness.
All right, Kendrick Lamar come in here and start pointing guns at people.
I think he still exposed his whiteness.
you know what I mean?
I know what you mean. Yeah. My man said Kendrick Lamar would come here and point a gun. Then they gonna point at the thesaurus in here before he pointed a gun.
Anyway, no, I agree that you would get a remix, but who? I think
I am not musically inclined enough to be able to continue that conversation. I don't know how they should do it or what needs to be done to it, but it is.
It needs an update.
Yeah, it needs an update. It sounds like it was made in the 1800s.
And I don't necessarily have a problem with that, but it's just so bland.
Yeah.
Because I know these other ones are old as shit too. There's no way these are
It's because white people made it.
Maybe
white
it is.
people make bland shit.
Maybe that is. I don't know.
This national anthem is missing seasoning.
Maybe it needs some salt. Right. I don't know.
It needs some salt, some pepper, some sazon.
A trap beat.
A nice trap beat.
Damn.
Cardi B.
Don't do that to the national anthem, bro.
Cardi B needs to redo the national anthem.
Don't do
That
that.
has to be our national anthem.
Don't do that.
Nah, yeah, I believe it. Her and Beyonce need a song together, and that needs to be our national anthem. Beyonce featuring Cardi B.
I mean, but in all fairness, like, depending on who you ask, like any Beyonce song is like the new national anthem.
Yeah, she got her fans, she got her stands, she literally got her worshipers, so there's a little bit of everything.
To be fair, though, I mean, these other countries' national anthems, I mean, with respect to a couple of them, are probably relatively new because they're newly formed countries. Mm-hmm. Most of these places are just as, if not significantly older than us, with equally old national anthems. Yeah. So I wonder what the disconnect was between theirs and ours.
Well, ours sounds old because we've been exposed to it so much. If you grew up in Brazil, you'd be like, not this shit again.
You think?
Yeah, of course.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, just like what we were saying earlier with the fireworks, it's like, you know...
Too much of a good thing?
Yeah, nigga, I hear this all the time. I heard this every day of grade school. Like,
true.
Of course I'm not gonna like this song.
Every time you go to any sports event ever.
Ever. Like, I gotta hear this shit again, and I gotta hear somebody sing it terrible almost all the time. Except Whitney Houston, the God, which made that song chart based off of her singing it.
Yeah, but I mean, like... It's,
or every presidential anything, or political anything.
Yeah, anything involving anything. Also, I've heard from people that don't live about, or like I've heard about from people that are not from here, that we have a weird obsession, a weird almost religious association with our national anthem. Like in a lot of other countries, they're not like doing a salute or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like Americans kind of do that. And then we recite it, and then we do all this stuff. So it's like it's weird to other people when looking at us that we are very militaristic about the way we do it.
Yeah, well, I mean, like that's just like us being quote unquote patriotic. But like, yeah, I can see like somebody else from somewhere else who doesn't have that level of like their national anthem being forced down the throat everywhere, being like, what is this?
Right? Yeah, it's weird to them. I don't know. I think I'm starting to get over the America hype, not with our current presidential situation. So,
yeah.
I mean, that's the American dream, and he's pretty much living it. He went from like dude investing in houses to dude on a TV show to dude running the country.
Yeah,
he pretty much lived it.
Objectively speaking, it's pretty baller, but from someone who has to live in the results of the mess he makes, it is not baller. It's the epitome of
I'm just saying though, like from his standpoint, like he pretty much got the American dream nailed.
True, but at the same, I agree with you. Like in an objective sense, yeah. But like I said, like that's a dangerous situation. I think that a lot of people feel that way. I think a lot of people view him that way, and that like, oh, he made it. But it's like that's dangerous for this current situation. We have, for all intents and purposes, a dude intent on being a dictator as our president.
I mean,
so it's like I don't know.
Lemons out of lemonade.
That ain't no lemons on lemonade. It's not really a good metaphor for the situation.
When life gives you lemons, burn life's house down.
Right.
That makes sense.
It's a quote from the god, Cave Johnson.
Cave Johnson.
Who? Who?
There's a video game called Portal, and in it, there's a dude named Cave Johnson who helped create the portal gun, and his philosophy on life was pretty outstanding and ridiculous at the same time. And if you ever get a chance, listen to like Cave Johnson's like rant about lemons because it's worth your time.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
But yeah,
the lemon debate.
I don't know.
I guess that wraps it up then.
That does wrap it up, yeah.
I think Elvin's starting to fade over there. He's got the hungers.
Yeah, I think I'm starting to get hungry.
The hangries.
So yeah, boys and girls, it's been another edition of the Pumpernickel Podcast.
On this episode of
the Pumpernickel Podcast.
Be sure to follow us, or subscribe, or like, or do something with a button on your computer.
Yeah. Whatever you feel like doing.
Yeah, something beneficial to us would be great.
Right, yeah. Possibly Venmo us $1.
That would be even better.
You know how far that dollar will go between all five of us?
It'd be great.
It'd be amazing.
20 cents each?
20 cents each. You know, I could do with an extra 20 cents in my paycheck.
Bro,
buy a piece of bazooka gum.
I could ball out.
That piece of bazooka gum is gonna be lit.
Yeah. Is that little comic book attached to it?
Oh yeah.
No, it says
Y'all ridiculous.
That's entertainment. That's quality entertainment.
And on that note, it's been another good week. All right, y'all.
Take care.
See you.